Cool Hand Podcast, something you got to deal with. Welcome back to the show. I am your host. My name is Q. We have a Pittsburgh legend in the building. This is the first in-person interview of 2025. So we had to come in on a high note, bring in 2025 with one of the biggest TikTok stars in the world.
Oh, no, man.
An entrepreneur, someone who's had an incredible journey from the first time we spoke to this guest, probably in like 2020 or 2021. Guest, please introduce yourself.
Well, I go by the name of Marquise. I don't do nothing too special. Cook with Quise online. That's my handles, monikers. But I'm just Quise. No more Quise.
And he's humble too. So we got Quise in the building. Thank you for joining the Cool Hand Podcast.
Thank you for having me back, brother. Last time we did the Zoom thing. I'm glad to be back in person.
Yeah. We're both in Pittsburgh, but during the pandemic, we had to hop on Zoom. And back then, we was talking about your music.
Yes.
So in case, I don't know if any of your TikTok or Instagram followers may see this, but they might not know that he lays the bars down.
Oh, man. Lays the bars. So, yeah, I used to go by King Keys. If I don't know, I did music back in the day, and it's still accessible. I just don't promote it. So it's like I kind of stopped getting in the booth, but I did the music thing, and that's what I was here for last time. So
Yeah. So King Quise, if you want to learn about Quise's music career, you can go back to that old interview. It's really insightful.
it's a dope interview. I appreciated it because, first of all, I just want to commend you. You came the wildest way. That podcast we did last time was fantastic, and your skills have only gotten better visually, just talking wise in general. Everything is just so much better from before. It was good then, but you've been killing it lately. So.
Oh, thank you, man.
I had to give you your flowers, brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man.
Course,
we're just trading compliments.
That's what we do, brother. That's what we do.
So King Quise is in the building, and if you do go back to that older episode that we did, he had a little more weight on him. You know what I mean? And you can only see from like the chest up, but he had a little more weight on him. And this is one of the reasons why we got Quise in the building today, because you've had like an incredible weight loss journey.
Thank you, man.
And you weren't married when we first interviewed, right?
What year was that? I got married in 2022. I think so. If I was, I just got married.
Okay, so you done got married.
Yeah.
you done came a long way. So let's talk about how you got to where you're at right now. And when I say that this brother has done a lot, he recently released a cookbook, self-published cookbook.
Exquisite Cuisine available now. Appreciate all y'all.
Out now. It's you can get a physical copy or a digital copy. So Exquisite Cuisine, man. Exquisite Cuisine, and you can't spell exquisite without putting the keys in
it. That's a bar. Yeah, shout out my guy Johnny. He actually Valari Toro. That Johnny actually gave me that name.
Oh, so, for real?
Yeah, he gave me the name. So shout out to you because you killed that, brother. Yeah, that's all credit to him. He gave me the name.
See, Johnny's a good dude. Shout out to Johnny. And I happen to be wearing Valari Toro,
yes,
too.
Sir.
This was not planned. Shout out to Johnny.
Shout out Johnny, bro. You gave me that. All credit.
He's a good dude, man. Shout out Valari Toro Shop now.
Yes, sir.
So, Exquisite Cuisine. Let's talk about the book first, and then we can get into your journey leading up into you publishing this book. So, what can you tell us about Exquisite Cuisine?
So what I can tell you about Exquisite Cuisine is that the inception of what it was kind of me wanting to get into this zone of, in general, just wanting to lose weight. Like you were talking about back in the day, I'm down 110 pounds now. So the journey of doing that was, I've been trying to lose weight for years and years, but it would never work, right? And it was all really, not all, but majority of the reason why I could not stick to the diet was because of the things that I was eating. And I feel like to be able to lose weight, there's this common misconception that you have to eat kind of like rabbit food, like kale salads and quinoa bowls. And that just wasn't something I really was wanting to stick to. So I kind of wanted to find different ways to kind of tweak things that I already liked and ways to make them healthier. And that's kind of what this is about. Enjoying the things that you do actually like to eat, that cuisine that you love to enjoy on a day-to-day basis, but to be able to tailor it more to yourself to be able to be beneficial, not only taste-wise, but also can help your body. So that's what this whole thing is about.
And if somebody never heard of you before or got into any sort of like macro-friendly cuisine diets or anything like that, how many recipes what's in here? What can you make in here? Are you making kale salads in the book?
You're not gonna find one salad in this book. It's not one. It's barely anything green in there. No, but there's 75 recipes in the book. If anybody follows my journey and goes to check my journey, I have over 100. I'm probably close to 200 recipes now, but there's 75 of my favorite ones in this book. So you can find that many in there, but there's vegetables obviously in the book, but you're not gonna find too many like conventionally healthy things. It's all things that it's kind of like my goal to turn things that are conventionally unhealthy to healthy foods. So that's what you can find in the book.
Got you. And it makes sense as well because anybody, like, we all know how to throw a salad together. You know what I'm saying? We can make a chicken salad and do all that. Like, we don't need to learn how to make a kale. We know how to, throw together some rabbit food.
Exactly.
Eat your fruits and vegetables, all that. But sometimes you want a Big Mac.
Exactly.
Or you want a crumble cookie. Or something like that.
And you can't always have it and hit your goals if you want to do it that way. So I have options in the book to be able to help you to have those things in moderation and still enjoy them, but also be able to stick to your goals. So that's what I wanted to put in there. There's a bunch of different variations of the things that we already love.
Facts. He got crumble cookies in here, by the way, y'all. Like his exquisite cuisine crumble cookies. So yes. I just want to throw that out there. It's not just food. You got desserts up in there.
Absolutely.
Meal prep stuff up in there. So
it's breakfast in there. It's dinners. It's just about anything that you can think of on your journey that you would like to have and enjoy. You can really find it in here. I promise you. And the next one will be coming soon. So there will be more because I have plenty more recipes that I have not included yet. And I'm continuing to make them. So
there you go. So 2022, is that when you started like your intentional?
Yeah, like really trying, like trying to set a goal to actually drop and stick to it. Like I got serious about it in 2022. Like probably I want to say like maybe September-ish of 2022 is when I really started to get serious about it. And I didn't pick up the camera until I had lost already like 40 pounds or something like that.
Okay.
So I had already kind of set into motion how I wanted to go about it. And I kind of wanted to have kind of a catalog of things in my background on my camera already recorded that I can show people, because if this works for me, I would just hope that it could help somebody else, because my ideal of losing weight, I'm sure many people have, as many people have attested to me. So my goal is to do what I can to change that common misconception. So that's really all it is.
Yeah. And prior to this, so you were starting in 2022, the intentional journey, but even before that. So I remember you got married and everything. And the special thing about Quise is he cooks and cooks well. I remember you were like putting on your Instagram story and everything, just food. This is before the macro-friendly diets. Dude was putting together like General Tso's. You were putting together like real food that takes real effort, real like skill.
Right.
So
I was trying, man. Look, man, it's been a time. I've been cooking all my life. I grew up around people in the kitchen that cooked. So cooking just kind of came naturally watching these people. So to be in the kitchen cooking, doing something that I wanted to do and I have a passion for, it just kind of was a 1-2 no-brainer to be like, oh, I can do this, but still be able to benefit myself and other people. So that's really all. I appreciate that look, because I actually forgot about the days when I was just posting food on my Instagram.
Yeah,
people were like, dude, you should probably make videos about this. And I'm like, I don't know how to do this stuff. So I would just like to cook. That's really all it was. And kind of just developed into that. Where it got to is insanity. But those were the humble beginnings.
Yeah. Like that's the thing. Like you didn't just come out of nowhere and say, let me just learn how to start making healthy foods. You knew how to. You have a foundation of cooking. So did that come from your mom? Because I think you gave your mom a shout out in the book.
I did, yeah. Cooking, she had me in the kitchen from like 8 years old cooking food with her. So it's always been something that I love to do. It's initially when I first was growing up and I was like, you want to find out what you want to do with your life? I wanted to be a chef at first. That was my first ideal because I just loved food and loved to cook. So in general, I grew up around my mom, my grandmother, anybody that stayed in the kitchen. That was my environment and what I grew up in. So it was kind of second nature to be able to do this kind of thing.
Got you. That's what's up. men, learn how to cook. You know what
Absolutely. Get in that kitchen, y'all.
I mean? Yeah. You may not love it because if you want to put me up against Quise, I'm not making no General Tso's chicken.
Oh my gosh.
I like to make the very basics, but just men, learn how to cook. Just have a foundation of knowing how to, fix up a decent meal for yourself.
It don't got to be bowls and noodles and cereal every day. Get in that kitchen, y'all.
Right.
I promise you, it's a different side of life.
Yeah. And then you don't find yourself eating out all the time. If you know how to cook, So you started doing this, you know how to cook. 2022, you start doing your thing, and you start posting these joints up. You start posting up the macro friendly things. It started as like low carb. I remember you putting on your IG story, like, trying some alternative and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it kind of snowballed into where you're at today. So if you can explain the journey from you starting to post these recipes, how you were finding these recipes, just talk about the journey and just growing as a chef and a social media personality as well.
Okay. As far as the very, very beginning of me cooking these recipes that people consider to be healthy foods, I appreciate that they consider those things because that's what I would like them to be. Some people have this weird idea of like, I get the every once in like a month comment of like, that's not healthy food, but it's healthy to somebody who's trying to be healthy. And that's my original thought process, to be like, okay, let's figure out how to make this food healthier. So my initial journey of making these foods was just posting things. People say that, I don't know if you've ever been into the content creation space on like social media and like trying to grow an audience, but if you've ever been in that space, the one thing that cliche kind of thing people will tell you is you just got to keep posting. So I just over and over and over again, just kept posting things that I eat on a daily basis to be able to kind of give an idea, mostly for myself at the time, because I didn't have any followers. So it's kind of like just a reminder for myself to be able to, this is what I'm eating on a daily basis. This is going to just kind of be a show or a catalog for myself. It eventually started to snowball into something bigger. I didn't see a growth or like maybe like 1,000 views on a video until like maybe, if I started in September, I didn't see any 1,000 view videos until maybe January of the next year. So it was like about 4 or 5 months of just nothing but just blank videos and nobody seeing anything. Once I started to see that, I kind of just developed from there. I was like, okay, so people have an interest in this kind of thing. And even if it's not a lot of people, somebody has an interest in it. So let me kind of develop and advance from that point and see if there's anything that I can fix. Oh, this dish is not the best looking dish. Maybe it can be more presentable. This sound isn't the best sound. Maybe it can be more better visually and audio wise. There's things that I can prepare better and present better. That can be a little bit better. So as I just continued to post, I grew a knowledge of how to increase and improve on these things. Then I started to gain some followers. And then as I did that, I started to watch other people in the same like kind of realm in the space and what they're kind of doing. Shout outs to like Aussie Fitness, Zach Rochello, guys like that who are big creators in this space. And I kind of analyzed their past and how they do things. And if you follow anybody of a big stature, you can kind of see how they got there and analyze what they do and apply it to yourself. And that's kind of what I did. So it was a continuous path of that over and over and over again, watching what I'm doing, improving on the last thing, and trying to find a better way to get it out to the audience. And it's kind of, now we're here. It's kind of crazy to think about it, because before I started posting any kind of food content, I had like 2,000 followers on Instagram. My Instagram is almost at 200,000 now.
Goodness. Which is
insanity, bro. And my TikTok is at like 350. And I have no idea how I got on, to be completely honest with you. I'm a guy from Pittsburgh. You know, we know where we from. Like, we just, how is any, and look, I'm admiring what you got going on. So I'm like, dog, if I can do what he's doing, bro, if y'all can see what he has going on in here, I'm nowhere near where he is at this current moment. Everything that he has, the setup, the videos, the visuals, the cameras, how he presents himself on camera, I'm nowhere near what this guy does. He is amazing at what he does. So just like the fact that we're able to do this, coming from where we're from, it's amazing to me.
Yeah.
That's really, bro. That was my journey, just continuous development and changing things.
Yeah. The humble beginnings. Because I remember when you first started blowing up, because you blew up on TikTok before Instagram.
I started Instagram. I started like almost a full year after TikTok.
Okay.
Yeah. I actually was convinced by a creator that I looked up to. Like he was like he DM'd me like, bro, you're wasting this social media platform. You need to be posting. And I tried it once before, like because that's where you saw my food content first was Instagram. It never grew legs on Instagram ever. Like I posted multiple times and never did anything. So I'm like, okay, maybe this algorithm just isn't for me. I was DM'd by my guy. His name is Pat Gaines. If you want to check him out, he was like, bro, you're wasting away on this platform. You need to start growing on here. I just continuously started to post. The same thing I did on TikTok. I just kept posting. And now we're here, almost 200,000. It's surreal to think about, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Building a community is insanity. It's actually crazy.
Yeah. That is crazy because I remember before you really made a hard push on Instagram with your content, you would like post your TikTok, and I don't use it like that. So you would be like, man, can't believe I got 30,000 followers. I'm crazy, like, that's a lot. Like 30,000 is a lot on. I'm like, man, he's going crazy on TikTok. I just don't use it like that. Yeah. Then when you made you started pushing it on Instagram too, it just seemed to do a steady increase on Instagram. So maybe just you having an established brand on TikTok then helped Instagram.
But I'm sure the people probably came over from over there, and people I kind of learned new algorithm tricks from TikTok before I came back to Instagram. So maybe that also helped, because there's a couple of different things that probably helped me growing on Instagram. But I'm glad I did it, because it's weird. The TikTok community and the Instagram community are vastly different. It's like you'll post the same exact video on both platforms, and the community on both, you'll get two completely different receptions. So it's interesting to hear about that. But yeah, that's where I'm at now, man. On TikTok and Instagram, I'm growing. I'm being something like this man over here. I'm trying to get where he's at, brother.
I'm trying to get where you're at. I should start using my TikTok. Maybe that's my first step. Yeah. Start posting on there.
Do it, brother.
But okay, so you're just doing a steady increase by posting your videos. So if you've never seen a Quise video before, or a cooking with Quise video, what can you get? Because you're getting a recipe, whether it's for a breakfast, a dinner idea, like a buffalo chicken dip idea, or anything like that. But what can I find from one of your videos? Am I going to be lost on the instructions? Are they clear?
Yeah. I mean, you're not going to be. My goal is to make it as simple and as clear to follow as possible, because being healthy and dieting is already difficult enough to be able to do that. So somebody to be able to make it as simple as possible, that's my goal. So you're going to find nothing but clear-cut instructions. You're going to find nothing but a nice, what's the word that I can say? Probably an easily approachable person that's able to deliver it to you in a way that is simple, clear-cut, easy to follow. It's humorous at times. Just a real personable person. That's what I try to be on camera, is somebody who's for the people and somebody that's approachable. So you'll find a recipe, you'll find good content, enjoyable content that you'll want to come back and watch because it's enjoyable content, and just a good time. I get told by a lot of people, which I appreciate everyone that gives me this feedback, that it's just really enjoyable to watch what I do because of the personality that I give off. I'm not sure what that personality is, but I just being me, I try to be a personable person. So that's what you'll get. Real approachable, enjoyable, and informative content. That's it.
Yeah, Quise is a cool dude, by the way. If you, it's not like an act. It's not an act what you're seeing on camera. He's like a cool dude in real life. So
I just be chilling, man.
Because you know how some of the famous YouTubers or famous content creators, they get exposed for being like a piece of crap.
How is that even possible? Like, these people have built you.
Yeah.
I don't understand how you a piece of crap to somebody.
Yeah.
I appreciate everybody who takes the time to acknowledge that, and everybody that's seen me in public and stopped me. And this is not a cocky thing. I'm thanking you all, because I have no idea how that's even a thing. Anybody wanting a picture with me or wanting to stop me is insanity. So I just thank y'all to all that. I promise you, I'm not being cocky with this. This is the humblest I can possibly be. Thank y'all to everybody. This guy, I'm going to keep coming back to him. He is an example. I want y'all to understand what this situation is right now. I'm going to post this on my social media, Cool Hand Podcast. Follow this guy, because he is amazing at what he does. I'm trying to be like him, I promise you. So yes, that's it, man.
By the way, we're in an apartment. By the way, this ain't no big setup. We're in an apartment. We're in the second bedroom.
Dude.
You know what I'm saying? He's giving me more credit, but thank you.
There's multiple cameras. There's audio, sound. I want you to understand something. My setup is a phone and 2 ring lights.
That's all you need.
You have everything that we're recording on right now. I'm trying to be as good as you, bro. You're killing it.
But you know, the good thing though, because this is what I respect about, you said 2 ring lights and a phone. You use your phone. Check this out. And this is inspirational to me because you have to have a clear vision. You have to know what you're doing. You use a phone, you get your content done, and it looks professional. You know what I mean? Like a phone. Phones these days, like that's the thing. Like you can start doing something with your phone. They shoot 1080p, 4K. So you do that. You edit it up, chop it up, and you do it within the allotted time frame. Because like you know the Quise videos, they'll start like you can eat such and such and still lose weight, and like you have your before and after pictures of the progress that you've made. You do things very professionally.
Thank you, man.
I have a lot of crap. I have a lot of this is a lot of crap. I could have done this with my phone. I'm just being extra. So
if you call what I do professional, this is a studio quality setup, dude. I feel like I'm in a recording booth right now.
well, sure,
dude. You're doing amazing things, bro. I just want you to know that you're selling yourself short, and I love the fact that you're humble about it. But you're doing amazing things, and that should be acknowledged. That's all I'm saying.
See, Quise is interviewing me. He's giving me props. We're here to give him props. Thank you. We're here to give you your props and your flowers.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
So this humble dude, that's the thing. People can't take compliments. They got to throw him back because he's humble. So so what was the journey like finding recipes? Because that's what I wonder sometimes, because it seems like, and this is an assumption, when you first start making macro friendly meals, you're making stuff probably that you want to eat. Like, let me see if I can make tacos more, more health conscious, or try this or that. But as you start getting bigger, it's like, okay, now what do I make? What is that behind the scenes process, trying to find a recipe, the trial and error? Because you can't get it right on the first try every time, right? What's that like?
Okay. So if I'm being completely honest, sometimes it is just a one-off. Like, coming from a cooking background, there's some things food-wise that you can put together and you can just mentally know how this is going to turn out, as long as you execute it the right way. So from time to time, it is just like I know this is going to sound good together, so let me go ahead and put this together. There's other times where, like a lot of with baking specifically, anybody who bakes, I commend you, because that's probably that's my worst aspect in the kitchen is baking. You can't get into the kitchen and bake something and just get in there and do it and put it on camera, because it's 9 times out of 10, if you're putting something new together baking wise, it's not going to come out how you thought it was going to come out. So the process of those kind of situations, if I know that I'm not going to be able to put it together in one time, it's trial and error. I normally make something at least 2 or 3 times, and then I have somebody test it outside of myself to make sure that it actually tastes good. And if it tastes good and I know that I can improve upon it, I'm like, okay, now I got the taste down. Now next, let me improve on the quality of how it looks. Like if I'm testing something, I'm not going to focus on the delivery or the presentation. So I got the taste down. Let me now nail the how it looks part and the presentation part, and make sure that I can present it on camera in a way that comes off enjoyable. Because 99% of the time with food content, you eat with your eyes first. So it has to look good. So that's my main behind the scenes process. With all of my recipes, it starts with an idea. Then after the idea, I go into my phone, write down all the ingredients, and figure out from the ingredients, what ingredient in here can I use and turn it healthy. If it's a ground beef meal, and people typically use 85-15 or 80-20 ground beef. Okay, first, ground beef. Drop it down to 93.7. 93.7 is the lowest fat content that you can have without tasting like sandpaper. So 93.7, okay, that's the first thing. If I'm doing cheese, from melty cheese, go down to fat-free cheese. Milk, lower calorie. Like, just literally, it's just a breakdown of everything. And that makes the recipe, and that makes the macros. Then it's testing. Then it's creating the recipe, taste testing. And then from all of that work, you have a recipe that comes out. So it's an entire process behind my videos. I'm jealous of the content creators that can just get into the kitchen, make something, and put it on camera. Because unfortunately, I can't do that because it comes behind a macro ratio. So that's where it stems from. An idea, building, simplifying, testing, and then creating.
Okay, that's a lot of work. That is a lot of work.
It's a ton, man. To have 75 recipes in this book, each and every one of them had to have that same process. This is almost 2 full years of producing recipes and putting them into this book. So it's a lot of work. It's like, and I have a 9-to-5 still. So it's literally 2 jobs that I have. And this book process is now a 3rd job. When I tell you, I'm so glad I'm done making this book. And I'm already working on my new endeavors, but this book process, man, it's different, bro.
Yeah.
All the authors, shout outs to y'all, because this is different.
Yeah. I just want to give an example of what you're doing. Just in this book, Exquisite Cuisine, out now, digitally, or get yourself a physical copy. I just turned to a random page. So we have a chicken and waffle meal for just 1 serving, 25 minutes. So this is what goes into it. And he had to figure this stuff out. So you figured out that it's, let's see, the macros, 495 calories, 76 grams of carbs, a little over 3.5 grams of fat, and then 44.5 grams of protein. You having to figure all of that out, the ingredients, you need a certain pancake mix, how much water, how much egg whites, 46 grams, 40 ounces of boneless, skinless chicken tenderloins, 45 grams of all-purpose flour. Like and there's 75 of these. Yes. You know what I mean? There's a lot of effort that goes into it, and this is just on paper. He had to do this behind the scenes on camera as well. So yeah,
it's like a mad science almost. It's kind of like, and that's kind of why I do it, because I know that just the thought of having to do things like this for people deter them from being healthy. Because who really realistically wants to do this every day? So if I can help y'all to be able to do this and y'all can just make it and eat it, that's the goal. I want to help as many people as possible do what I did. And if it helps one person, that's all I needed. So that's really it. It's a lot of work, but it's beneficial work. So I appreciate it. It helps. It helps a lot of people. That's all I can ask for, bro. It helped me. I know that I feel 10 times better because of it. So if I can help somebody else to do that, that's always the goal.
For sure. Speaking of which, what has been the reception to what you do? Not just the book, but you making these recipes in general. What you mentioned some of I'll say negative reception.
Yes.
And I'm not a big comment viewer.
Yeah.
So what's the reception been like? How do people receive it? Some of the positive feedback, and we can talk about haters and negativity after the positivity, but let's go with the positivity first.
Positivity. It's actually indescribable, the positivity, especially at this current moment now. It feels like I have a support system that I never was able to achieve, and having that is different. It's a different kind of feeling. So people to be able to have your back and to be able to enjoy what you do, and for you to be able to touch hundreds of thousands of people to the point where they want to invest in you, it's a different feeling. So my comment sections are just flooded with all positivity, with genuine questions. Oh, how can I do this? You're doing great. I can see the weight continuously falling. Every time I watch it, you get smaller and smaller. You are the comments and just the love and support. It's immense. So that reception is fantastic, and I can't thank y'all enough for any of that. Seriously, I appreciate all of y'all. Thank you.
Yeah. And you ended up. That's the thing. Another thing is you ended up having other creators tap in and make videos. I've seen you repost them, other people, just fitness folks say, oh, he's making Oreo cookies. Let me try this and see how it tastes. Or the cheesecake. You've made a few different cheesecake recipes.
That's my favorites. Making the desserts is my favorite. I love doing that.
Yeah, I'm more of a dessert person. I like baking more than cooking, so it's ironic.
I hate baking. I hate it with a passion. But making the desserts that is my favorite part of it. Outside of the baking portion, that is my favorite part.
So you've gotten good feedback from a multitude of people.
Yeah, crazy.
So what about, because you did mention this before, what about the folks who say, okay, this is like you're making buffalo chicken dip. Buffalo chicken dip just ain't healthy, period. So how are you promoting you're losing weight, but you're making buffalo chicken dip? Not a direct response, but I kind of see both sides of things.
Okay.
So how, like, okay, if you're trying to like be a marathon runner, or if you're in the NBA, if you're in your contract season in the NFL or NBA or something like that, and you are a high level athlete, you're probably not going to eat buffalo chicken dip. But for one, now I'm just coming to your defense. But at this point, for one, you're not making buffalo chicken dip every single day. This isn't your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So like, I think everybody knows if you're, and I am not a nutritionist, sports scientist, anything like that. But if you want buffalo chicken dip and you are on a diet, if it's football Sunday, let me try this recipe. Yes. While I'm still trying to be macro friendly, doesn't seem to hurt anybody. You know what I mean? Yes. All right,
I appreciate that. Okay, bro. Thank you, man.
Like, that's the thing. It's like,
bro, calm down and relax. Yeah. Like that's really the long and short of it, brother. Just relax and ease up. It's not you at the end of the day. If you don't want it, don't have it. But it does help, and it can help others. It's proven to help others, not only myself, but hundreds of thousands of people. So before you leave that comment, think about it first and understand maybe I'm just being rude and ignorant, and maybe I should notice that it's actually helping people. But that's really all, brother. I try my hardest to avoid the negativity. I only look at positivity. And one thing that I can say about the negativity is that it has drastically decreased over time. It's like, because, and one thing that I will give them, the negative people, is that somebody who is extremely overweight preaching how you can lose weight can look optically like, why would I listen to this person initially? But as it continues to grow, and as it has shown, me now being down 110 pounds, you would think that I might know something I'm talking about. And if it's not just me, there's plenty of people that will go against that. They'd be like, hey, this actually really works. I'm like, and it tastes good. I'm enjoying. I probably would be upset as you if I was eating quinoa bowls every day. So it's like, brother, relax. It helps. And even if you did want to enjoy those things, like on Super Bowl Sunday, a normal buffalo chicken dip, you can have it in moderation. It's people, I don't understand why it's so black and white with people about the weight loss industry or things that you have to do to conventionally lose weight. They don't. That's why there's a million diets. Not everything works for everybody. Everything's different for everybody. So what I do is a calorie deficit. That's all it is. I make sure that I hit my macro goal, and that works for me. It's not going to work for everybody, and I'm not a nutritionist or a dietitian, so check with your doctor before you do anything. All I can say and all that I can do is promote to you what helped me, and if it can help you, that's all that matters. So I appreciate everybody that tells me that it has helped them, and I appreciate everybody that's come to me looking for recipes. People tell me all the time, and I'm like, I'm not eating it if it's healthy, and Quise didn't co-sign. I'm like, that's crazy to me, brother, but that's what I look to, those guys, not the negativity, because it doesn't make sense. We're winning. You're not. So there it is. Be rude if you want to, brother.
How do you deal with it? Because that's one of the things that I think about. Like, thankfully, like, this is a small podcast. Like, this isn't getting millions of looks or thousands of looks for people to criticize it as much. But I always wonder, I'm like, so how do you deal with negativity? Because it's going to come your way, whether you're doing something good or bad. There's just some miserable people out there, people who are going to criticize you. So how do you deal with it when you said it's decreased, but when it was kind of at its peak? How did you deal with it or get over negative feelings?
It was one of those things where I just kind of always, when it comes to negativity and name calling, it gets hard initially when you deal with it. For anybody who's dealing with any kind of negativity emotionally, it's kind of like, it affects you mentally. But you have to get to the point where, and I have fortunately gotten to the point where I just continuously do what I can do. And if it's continuing to work and it's continuing to improve and do nothing but get better, the ones who are being negative are the ones who are in the minority, and they have a wrong mindset, because how you think obviously does not work. If it does work, it can work for you, and it's not going to work for everybody else. So my mentality for the negativity is, do you, I guess. At the end of the day, what you do and what you feel doesn't affect me. And I know that's harder for a lot of people. Not everybody can handle that kind of negativity the same way. And anybody that gets into the content creation space is going to deal with that kind of negativity at times. It's just one of those things where you have to come across it and just be like, okay, this person is just rude and grumpy. The next 5, 10, 15, 20 comments is all positivity. So it's like a mountain to a molehill, bro. Like it is what it is. You can be rude, you can be ignorant. We're still doing good over here, and we're enjoying life. So
yeah,
that's really it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Being able to keep pushing forward. It's like your content didn't slow down. Because like I said, I'm not tuned into the comments, so I don't know good or bad. But one thing that I do know is Quise's content never slowed up. There wasn't like a gap in the recipes or anything like that. Your foot been on the gas for some years now. So whether positive or negative, you kept going.
Keep going, bro. Don't ever let negativity stop you from doing what you're doing. If it's something that you're passionate about, if something that's helping you specifically, do it. Don't let nobody that's negative just kind of stop your flow because they want to be rude. Let them be rude. Mm-hmm. Block them if you want. Like, get them out your comment section. Nobody wants to look at that. If you don't want to look at that, delete the comment, block them, do whatever you want to do. But don't let them stop you. Keep going. Like, stay consistent. Do what you're doing. Especially when the positivity is 95 to the 5. Keep going, man. Like that. For anybody. Don't let negativity stop you. Keep going. That's it.
There we go. We keep it pushing. So you're making these recipes, you're doing all the work behind the scenes, and you're seeing progress. You did say you eat at a calorie deficit.
Yes.
And you be in the gym.
Yeah, well, I'm in the gym. Now I'm in the gym like 4 days a week.
Got you. So how were you always inclined to be in the gym? Like, were you somebody who, so you weren't like a big into weightlifting or anything like that?
Nah, I haven't turned into a gym bro until recently.
Gotcha.
I actually, weirdly enough, and I do not recommend this, so don't take what I'm doing and do it. I didn't step foot in the gym until I had lost 60 pounds already. I had lost 60 pounds off of straight diet, nothing else. But obviously, there's different reasons as to why you should not do that, and I don't recommend you doing that. It's possible to lose weight, yes, but I 1,000% recommend you at least slowly walk your way into the gym, work up to different exercises, and be in the gym as you continue to lose weight. But I wasn't in the gym initially for at least, that 60 pounds took me, like 4 months or so to lose, and then I got into the gym.
Got you. Mm-hmm. Was it hard to like get into the gym?
Hard. I won't say. It was hard to build up the will to keep going. I will say that, because me getting in the gym consistently wasn't. That was the hard part, was getting in the gym consistently. Over the years, I have tried to lose weight, and I've been in the gym sporadically here and there, but never could find a groove. So getting in the gym wasn't the hard part. The hard part was finding the will to continue to do it consistently and prioritize it. So that was really it. And now that I prioritize it, I love going to the gym. Mentally, it helps. It helps. Even if it doesn't help mentally, it helps get you away from the refrigerator. like seriously. Like, there's time periods where I'm like, because this is the way that I eat. I schedule my food. It's so weird that I'll go like 6, 7, 8 hours sometimes without eating food, and those hunger pains will kick in. And it's like, I know if I'm sitting in my house by this fridge, I'm going to eat something. and I want to eat later. So I'll literally go to the gym just to get away from the fridge.
Got you.
It has so many benefits. It'll get you away from the fridge. It'll help you mentally. It'll help you physically. There's so many benefits to it. So if you don't go to the gym, or you're questioning to go to the gym, I 1,000% recommend it.
Yeah. It feels good. It's hard though. Like, I understand, like, for some people, they're just not naturally inclined to go to the gym, want to get on a treadmill or elliptical, or may not know how to work a certain machine or something like that. It's intimidating sometimes going to a new gym and feeling like, I remember when I first started going to like a gym, and I was like doing the lat pull down or something like that. And I would hear somebody laugh. I thought they were laughing at me because I was doing something wrong. That's what I thought. Like it's, I remember like
Yeah.
getting myself into the gym as a youth. And, you go through those feelings like
For
the whole
sure.
imposter syndrome, or am I doing this wrong? Or are people
Yeah.
looking at me, laughing at me. But once you get into a routine,
Mm-hmm.
you're set.
That mental and emotional battle is not talked about enough with people. Even if you're not trying to get healthy or lose weight, just trying to be a better physical being. You go through mental and emotional battles with that, whether it be the gym, whether it be sticking to your diet, whether it be finding out which option you should eat. Like, there's always mental and emotional, but even like probably the biggest one I think most people get to go through is watching that number on the scale. Like, it's literally a mental and emotional battle that you have to get over and deal with as you continue to go on your health journey, and that's not talked about enough. So I think that should be more transparent, because people need help with that. And like you were just saying, that's not an easy thing to get over or to deal with. So like, as long as you continue to go like you did, continue to do what you did and just keep pushing. Those feelings are going to be fleeting. They're going to be there at times, but as long as you keep doing what you do, that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm. Appreciate the words. Appreciate the words. We got to keep going, y'all, because unfortunately, like, if you don't take control of your health is going to take control of you, or bad health is going to take control of you. And that's a scary thing. Like, I'm a big advocate of, trying to be healthy, just because, you don't want to get old and then you're forced to take metformin or some sort of insulin injection, or you have, whatever disease as a side effect of bad living choices, eating habits, drinking, whatever. So I respect it. I respect your journey 110%.
Thank you, man.
Because even just like, I'm a flaming hot Cheeto head, I'm a carrot cake head, and
it's Funyuns for me, bro.
For real?
Funyuns, the flaming hot joints.
The flaming hots,
crazy,
okay.
Bro, crazy, bro.
So, and it's not. That's the thing. Like, these foods are designed like, I can't just eat half a bag of flaming hot Cheetos. Whatever chemicals, dyes, they put that stuff in there to make you keep going.
Facts.
And you mentioned the calorie deficit and everything, and eating in moderation. One of the homies, one of my friends, they're thin, they're trim and everything, but they eat stuff that I just don't eat. The difference between me and the homie is I'm greedy and they don't like being full. They eat in moderation.
That moderation helps a lot, brother. It's different.
I'm greedy, so I'll keep eating. Like, this is facts.
Me too, but we talking together right now. That's facts. My portion control be out of wild sometimes. I be like, dog. So I trust me. I understand. I keep going where other people stop. So facts, bro.
So at the end of the day, it really comes to, moderation. Going back to why buffalo chicken dip? That ain't healthy. If you can eat whatever buffalo chicken dip, pizza, burgers, whatever, in moderation, but if you want to enjoy the whole cookie, you have a more macro-friendly one. Just throwing that out there. But so transitioning back into like your social media journey as well, because the recipes are doing well, you're getting positive feedback, your followers are increasing. Then something comes along called ads or sponsorships, brand deals. When did that start coming in?
I'm trying to think of what my very first paid sponsor. My very first paid sponsorship was Premier Protein. In that one, it's been a whole year, so it's probably been like October of 2023 is when I got that. If not October, then like December. So like around that 2-3 months in the fall of 2023 is when I started getting those.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you feel getting your first sponsorship? Like, what was that like? Like, from someone contacting you to actually doing it. What does that feel like?
It's a different kind of feeling, because it's like, especially when you're on that journey, and like I use Premier Protein avidly, not just because I'm sponsored, but like I used it because it's beneficial and I like it. So for somebody that's a brand that I actually use on a daily basis to hit me up and want to work with me that's an asinine feel. Like, it's crazy, bro. I can't even imagine. I can't even tell you how unimaginable that is. it's different because it's like we're a guy from Pittsburgh that just cooks food. Like we're not supposed to be getting hit up by brands and major companies who want to work together. That's insanity to me. So yeah, it's a really good feeling, but it's a crazy one at the same time.
Did you get sponsored by Fairlife?
Not yet. I want to.
Oh, they got to line that up. Fairlife, come on, bro.
It's Fairlife all through my cookbook, bro. Like, I probably should be sponsored, but somebody hit me up, please.
Yeah, at this point, I thought you were sponsored by Fairlife.
And you used to like everything, bro. Hit me up, Fairlife, please. Do that.
Yeah.
Like, Fairlife, Laughing Cow, the ones that I use, PB2. Like, it's mad at y'all that y'all should be hitting me up, bro, because I'll be promoting the mess out of y'all for real. But yeah, no, it's a lot, man. It's a different kind of feeling. I will say that. It's a good thing. Like, you know, you're doing something right at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. So that's really what it is. That's all it is. It's just a good confirmation of I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real too. I started buying Fairlife more because of Quise's videos.
For
Facts.
real?
I'm not even lying. I'm not even.
Bro, Fairlife, call me, bro.
Like, he got y'all like more of a customer out of me. Because like I'll go to Sam's Club and they got the lactose free milk.
Yeah.
And I'll buy the big joint of those.
Uh-huh.
But whenever Fairlife is on sale, 3 for $12, I'm getting them
Facts.
because of Quise. Like, I'm just letting y'all know. I be buying Fairlife. It's good, like protein pack, lactose free, and then giving you the bubble guts and all that.
Yep.
So yeah,
man, protein packed, and this is lower, and it doesn't taste different than normal milk.
Yeah.
It's just like that's one of the substitutes that's like you don't even know it's a substitute outside of the price. It's a little more expensive than normal milk. But if you can find the deals like the 3 for $12, you got to do it.
Yeah,
and this is a no brainer on that one. I appreciate that, bro.
Shout out to Fairlife. He need that sponsorship though. We need that for our boycott
on everything. Send that email, bro. Nah, yeah, but thank you, man.
Oh, of course. So. You start getting you're just in your journey. You're losing the weight. You're hitting the gym. You're growing on social media, and then comes the next move. We talked about the book a little bit earlier. At what point did you think I'm gonna put together a book, or I have the idea for a book?
The idea for a book, it didn't start until I really started getting traction on my videos, like. And granted, I'm extremely late with this book. Like when I say extremely late, I'm talking about it's over a year overdue. My first video that went viral is when I started to get the reception in the comments that are like, dude, you have so many good recipes on here, but I don't like going to my phone to have to follow a recipe on here, or I have to save it to my phone. I have to search through all of what I have saved to get a recipe. You should just make a cookbook. And I'm like, that's something I never ever in life thought about. But I mean, it makes all the sense in the world. So I'm like, it's just, that's how long ago it was. My first viral video was in November of 2022. So it's,
oh man,
it's very, very, very long overdue. And the fact that I did it all myself is a testament to why it took so long, because number one, I'm continuously making the recipes in real time. So it's like, I have to continue to make new recipes, and I have to like go through all of the best ones. I have close to 200 recipes on my page, but there's only 75 in the book, because the book has all the ones that I know that y'all would actually love. So it's just kind of, it's just the process of how long it's been overdue. But yeah, this book is a year and some change overdue, bro. It's kind of crazy.
Okay. So let's talk about this process, because he did this by himself, y'all. This book, Exquisite Cuisine. This was made from scratch, just like,
dude. So it's different, man. It's this process is different.
So you got to tell me about that, because my wife, she published a book, and I know she was going through a whole bunch of stuff on the back end. What was your experience like trying to create this cookbook?
Oh, man. Tedious, brother, is probably the best word that I can say. It's a lot of here and there pieces that need to be put together that you don't know about until you jump into the lake. So it's kind of like, when I finally put my foot in the water and I see it's cold, I'm like, all right, there's so much farther down that I have to go. Mm-hmm. And it's like, no, the process is tedious, but it's enjoyable, because I'm making a book of something that I'm passionate about. So it's not ever too much, because I'm doing what I love at the end of the day, and I know that it's beneficial to myself and others. So That's probably the best way that I can describe it. Tedious but enjoyable. It's a lot of work. If you ever want to make a book, it's a lot of work. Or get a team to do it with you because it's different. But yeah, that's it.
So at what point in time, how long ago, because this released February 15th, right?
Yep.
Of 2025. When did you start working on it? When did you dip your toe in the water?
Like the very, very first part of the process?
Yeah.
I want to say like mid of last year, 2024 is when I really buckled down. Like, 'cause at that point, I already had a bunch of recipes lined up, but I was like, okay, I have to kind of like document and like, this is where the macros go. This is where the recipes go. I have to start separating these things into different categories: meal preps, desserts, bread. Like the actual thought process and idea of how to make the book started maybe June-ish of 2024. That's when it really, really started. And it's a bad on my part because I've been talking about this book for over 2 years and I probably should not have been doing that. But it's always been a vision. It's always been something that people have asked me for. So it's always something that I wanted to do once they were feeding me the idea. I'm like, oh, I definitely got to do that. So it's coming, guys. I kept saying the cookbook is coming, even though I have not even started it yet.
Yeah.
But it's been a journey, brother. It's been an enjoyable one, though, and one that I would never take back. One that I will definitely do differently, but one that I would never take back. But that's been the process. Yeah.
What's your favorite recipe? What is a favorite? And if you can't think of just one, maybe give me a top 3 that you've made, whether it's a dessert, breakfast, whatever. What is your favorite?
It's hard to even answer that question because yes, I view them all like my children, the cliche answer. But it's like, the reason why I say it's harder to know that down because there's so many different categories in the book. So it's like I have like a top 3 of meal preps, a top 3 of desserts. Like it's kind of hard to go this one, and this one. Mm-hmm. If I have the easiest way I can possibly do this is to give a top 5.
Let's hear it.
And my top 5 criteria is based on taste, volume meaning how full you get off of it, and how easy it is to make. And if that's my criteria, my top 5: banana pudding, which I spam that, and if, y'all should try that. Banana pudding, Rasta pasta. That third one is different, bro. That third one, probably the buffalo chicken dip, only because it's so easy and so filling and so protein packed, and it tastes like people have told me if you ate it, you would not know it was healthy buffalo chicken dip. So like that, because it's so close to a real thing, but actually helps you, and you get mad full off of it, and it's easy to make. Yeah, banana pudding, Rasta pasta, buffalo chicken dip. That'll be my 3. I'll go with that. That's my 3.
Yeah, that Rasta pasta was looking good. When I was looking over the book prior to you coming over, I'm like, man, like,
yeah, bro.
You had me at like jerk seasoning. Like, I love me some jerk chicken. Like,
it's different. That's a flavor bomb, bro. Like, it's so flavor packed. I was shocked by myself when I made it. I'm like, this tastes insane. So I'm like, if you love spicy Caribbean, Jamaican-esque food, please make it because you're going to love it. So, but that was it, yeah.
All right. So just, coming to sort of a conclusion here. Now, I don't want you to say anything you don't want to say. If something's a secret or exclusive,
okay,
we don't need to know. But what's next for you in terms of your channel, your accounts, any future endeavors? What do we have to look forward to?
To look down the line of this year, the collaborations that I have in line, I keep those in the tuck. But as far as what you can expect, more endeavors like the cookbook. My very next project, which I've already started working on, is my own seasoning blend. Because one thing I am huge on is if the food is going to be healthy, it has to taste good. So I would like to have my own branded seasoning blend that can be signature to me that everybody can have if they want it. So that's my next move. It's my signature seasoning blend. And then another cookbook. I still have so many more recipes that I have to put out. So those are my next 2 things that you can expect from me. More content, continuous recipe drops, my seasoning blend, and my next cookbook. That's it.
And speaking of which, you made me think of something because you know, Quise, maybe because you come from a background of knowing how to put bars together, but you said something very important in your videos.
Yes.
Which was, if you ain't, you can say it right. If you ain't sneezing, it ain't seasoned.
Yes. If you ain't sneezing, it ain't seasoned, bro. Yes, absolutely. That's a bar. Like it's not. It gotta taste good. Like one thing that I know for me at least, maybe other people's experiences are different. I'm not gonna eat this or want to eat this consistently if I don't genuinely like how it tastes. So you heavily season. Don't make it salty, but learn how to use your seasonings in heavily seasoned because you have to compensate for it sometimes. Sometimes you don't have to, but other times you do, and you have to make it taste good to actually be enjoyable. Especially with meal prepping. Meal prepping is already difficult because most people don't like to eat the same thing over and over again. So it has to be good enough to want to be able to go back to and eat. Because what's gonna stop you from going to McDonald's? Like it gotta be enjoyable. So that's my thing. If you ain't sneezing, it ain't seasoned. Yeah. Season that food, y'all. Yeah. That's it, y'all.
Yeah. And then one more thing.
Okay.
Because I gotta give you your props. Even like you'll do like the crispy test. Like if you gotta follow Quise on TikTok and Instagram.
Yes.
But he'll do even like when you make like any sort of fried chicken meal or anything like that that's macro friendly. He does the fork against the breading or the skin, whatever, however it comes out. Yep. But yeah, like your stuff looks good.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. It gotta look good. It gotta taste good. It got to be good. Yeah, yeah. Like that's really the long and short of it, bro. It just got to be good because you have to want to eat it. And the food that I have, fortunately, is food that you would want to eat. So that's really it, bro. Just do what I can to make sure that it tastes good because it has to be sustainable and maintainable at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. And I've tried, I've tried a couple of your recipes.
Really?
So I ain't capping. I ain't on here just buying recipe books for something I ain't gonna make.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate the support. It means a lot.
Yeah. The one of the chickens, I told you this before. Yeah. I tried to make one of the chicken tender meals or something like that. It turned out all wrong. But this is, it goes back to and I wasn't following the directions all the way. I tried to substitute a couple things because I ain't have it on the shelf or whatever. And my chicken tenders or nugget, whatever I was making, it didn't turn out too right.
I'm sorry about that,
but
man.
I don't like to cook anyway. I can throw together some salmon, some lamb, some steak.
What? What? You know how hard it is to make salmon?
Nah, that's easy.
People, they will dry salmon out with a quickness. That's not level 1 of food, bro. Salmon is like level 3. You selling yourself short, bro.
Yeah, but these are the only things I make. So that's the thing. Like the same way that I couldn't make some breaded chicken, I can throw together some salmon, some lamb, some steaks. Some decent steaks.
What, dude? You're naming foods that are not easy to make good. Is there steak? You know how hard it is to actually get a crust on a steak, to make sure that it doesn't dry out, and to make sure it's actually enjoyable and seasoned well? That's difficult.
Well, I ain't say it was good, so you're giving it to like that's the thing. I haven't mastered the crust on a steak. Okay, like I can have it nice and I like my stuff a little rare, so I can have it nice and pink in the middle, but then like I haven't mastered it. But like I throw some stuff together, but I can't throw together a cooking with Quise classic meal. But I also made a dessert, and I told you that when I saw you months ago. And it was one of the cheesecake dishes, and it was good. Like I made the cheesecake. I followed the directions. So this is an attestation that I've successfully made at least one thing, and it's good. So
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Tap in with the gang. Tap in with the guys,
homies.
Anything else that you would like to mention? Anything that I missed? Just the floor is yours at this point. Any message you want to spread? Just whatever. Take it away if you want.
2 things. Number 1, it is attainable. I know from coming from when I started my journey, I was well over 400 pounds. I understand what it is like to come from that point. I understand the battles. I understand what you go through mentally. I understand how people treat you outside of that. I know what it can do to take a toll on you. What you want in life to be better and for those things to change is absolutely attainable. please do not let those thoughts deter you from doing what you need to do to get where you want to be, because it is an entirely different life on the other side. I promise you. Please, please, please put that work in and don't be deterred by those thoughts. That's the first thing. The second thing, tap in with Quise Pod, because this dude is amazing at what he does, bro. And I can't thank you enough for having me on the pod. Thank you. Then the invite was like, what? Q want me on the podcast? Say less. I ain't never been in. Yeah, we did the Zoom thing before and I was on there, but I'm like, I ain't never actually been to the pod. This is an honor, brother.
Oh, what? This is an honor having you. What you mean? So thank you, man. Thank you. And I do respect, like I said, I respect the journey, because another thing is like just buying clothes and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Different,
like,
bro.
You probably, because I just think for myself, like I look a certain way, but I was in my skinniest moments. I can show you pictures of when I was like super skinny. Yeah. I was still wearing a size 36 waist jean. You know what I'm saying? And then like, just as I've gotten older, that was over 10 years ago. This is no cap. I'm at a size 40, 42 waist. Facts. Like maybe because they make clothes slimmer now. But on everything, I'm size 40, 42, and it's harder to find. Like you go to find a suit, and it's like you might.
Ooh, that suit game is different, bro. Like
it's difficult. So
man, it might be the hardest thing to do with the weight changes. Finding suits is just the worst thing in the world, brother. It's crazy.
So I would just imagine that, you know, even with you losing this weight, like the options for certain clothes or certain items that you may not have been able to find in your size when you were a little bit bigger have improved.
For sure. And that's one of those things where when I was talking about the mental battles, where it's like, that's a victory. When I'm able to walk into a store and try on something that I could never fit before, and I'm like, what? This is slid on? Like, that's one of those mental victories. You got to count those, bro. Like, along the way, that if I say nothing, if you took nothing from this, you have to fight those battles, those mental, emotional battles. And when you have to celebrate your milestones and you have to celebrate your victories, that's one of them. So there's a plethora of them, but yes, it has been different over time, clothes-wise. I have wardrobes that I just can't wear anymore. I have wardrobes that I bags and bags and bags of clothes that I just had to like give away because I'm like, I can't wear this stuff anymore. And now trying to find new things, it's expensive, and that's another fight because you have to spend all this money for new clothes. Like it's constant life changes, and it's very, very different as time goes by. And it's just, but at the end of the day, it's very, very enjoyable once you get to that point, and you would never turn back for nothing. So it's very different. It's changes, but it's good changes. So that's that. At the end of the day, that's really all it is. It's good changes, and go through them. Don't stop. Please don't stop.
Quise in the building. Beautiful, beautiful. Cooking with Quise, is that your both Instagram and TikTok? Because I ain't on the TikTok like that.
It's COOKWITH. I can't spell my name. QUISE. Cook with Quise on all social media platforms.
Cook with Quise.
YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Those are the main ones. But I'm on Lemonade now because you know the TikTok stuff. but yeah, Cook with Quise everywhere, bro. That's all it is.
Cook with Quise in the building. This is the Cool Hand Podcast. Thank you for being on once again, my brother.
Of course, brother. Thank you for having me, dog.
Exquisite Cuisine. Go get that. Cop
Available
up
now. Cookwithquise.com. Check me out.
Easy. Cool Hand Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Here we go.